Well, hello everyone, I am Fracture, and this is Let's Play Deus Ex Human Revolution. This one's a bit different, so please read the video notes. The first boss is dead, now on to China.
DRB territory. It's been active for almost a year.
I'm curious about something, Mr. Taggart. What is it you hope to accomplish by coming here tonight? Why? What do you mean?
I mean, sometimes the past should stay in the past. Once you see that data, you can't unring the bell.
I'm going to do what I should have done in the first place and backtrace that signal.
That's your pride talking. Still, get back to me if you find something.
You meant when?
Pretty sure I didn't.
I'm hoping you'll be able to find that answer for us in China. So get going. Farida's prepping the chopper.
Son of a bitch. We're supposed to find answers in that.
Hey, twice the scum and half the space. Hang on, we're going in.
Alright folks, so after that whirlwind introduction, welcome to Hengsha. I suppose this is as good a time as any to go through my inventory and discuss why I selected the items I did. The tranquilizer rifle is fairly obvious. We've seen me use that already, thanks to GoliathVT, who also seems to go by the name Greased Scotsman. We found out that's an excellent way to distract guards without injuring them. The 10mm is what I used to kill the first boss, and the machine pistol I picked up in the boss battle, and honestly, the main reason I'm keeping it in there is to hold the space in my inventory for the revolver. That might seem kind of strange, but since I'm not upgrading the size of my inventory, I kind of like having that reminder that essentially it's already full, so that I don't have a big hassle cleaning up my inventory when I finally find a revolver. Another good reason to have a disposable weapon like that in your inventory is for the upcoming ambush when you're asked to give a hacker one of your weapons. If you give away your favorite weapon that you've carefully upgraded, you're losing all those upgrades. So you want to give him something you don't particularly need. The revolver, although I've never tried it, I understand is quite good for the third boss battle because you can give it explosive rounds, and I might be getting the explosive rounds confused with the 10mm, but that's another reason I'm holding on to the 10mm. The taser or dart gun or whatever they call it, that's actually quite good for the second boss, so that's why that's around. And lastly, the upgrades I'm saving for the revolver. If I find I desperately need the inventory space, I'm willing to apply those to another gun, but for the moment they're fine just sitting there wasting space. So there we go, there is sort of a method to my madness. So in this round, we have to work our way up to a penthouse apartment. Unfortunately, the apartment is surrounded by guards. Dun dun dun. I don't know about you, but I find this city quite confusing, so I think I'll leave a lot of the walking around actually in the video. Usually I would cut past it. And I'm wondering, I hope those are cigarettes and not panties. Anyway. Now, if you try to go in through the front door of this apartment, nobody will turn hostile, but they're not going to let you go past. So instead, we're going to head straight for the roof. A roof that is full of guards that aren't very attentive, so it's quite easy. The guards at the top of this ladder actually have a fairly amusing conversation that unfortunately didn't get recorded. Their boss tells them to yell one warning and then open fire, and then they get into an argument about what language that warning should be and if they're only allowed to yell it once. As I said, this is quite boring. I'd usually edit it out, but it's a confusing place, so I want you to see where I'm headed. It's really easy, as long as you follow the path I did. By the time you're kind of in sight of a lot of these guards, you're out of their range, so you don't have to hide or anything. And here's the door. So I thought I remembered some guards here, and sure enough there's a guy by the front door, but he's a non-issue. So we go for the elevator. Now, of course, that vent next to the coffee machine makes this level a breeze, but we can't use it. This one, on the other hand, leads to a free Praxis point, so let's take a side trip, shall we? If you have the jump upgrade, just leap down here, because the Praxis kit's right at the bottom. I have to take the slow way. Let's fade to the Praxis kit. And there it is, so I'll grab it, and I'll meet you back up top. So these three guards caused me no end of grief, but I found a way past them, using the dart gun distraction again. And I discover, even though this is a silent weapon, if you're close enough to the guard, he will hear the gunfire and not the dart impact, which is what you want him to alert. So you can see as he comes around the corner here, he's heading straight for me, giving us an suboptimal outcome. The next few tries, I realize he turns around really quickly. So you're cutting this close. You can't let him get too far past you before you sneak in behind him. And there he goes towards the dart. So I'm almost tempted to run at this point, but we make it. He does turn around, but he doesn't call out, so he hasn't seen me. And there he even says, must have been nothing, and he goes off alarm really fast. So that's further proof I wasn't seen. And here's our destination. Now after this hack, I'd love to pick up the nuke viruses lying around. Unfortunately, I discovered that just the time it takes me to rearrange my inventory throws off some critical timing that allows me to get past the guards outside the door. Oh well, such is the life of somebody that's not upgrading. Now here's the critical timing. You'll see a guard just leaving, and the guy I'm running straight at is staring at the floor and the ceiling, and it allows me to get into my hiding spot. Now I imagine the timing of these guards is somewhat random, but the luck that I had, if I missed this perfect opportunity, the guards alternated essentially. One was always staring at you and you couldn't get past them without being caught, even trying things like dart gun misdirection and that sort of thing. So I had to catch that perfect point. But as you can see, now all I essentially have to wait for is this guy to come past me, and I'm at the elevator. The guards to my right will turn hostile if I try to go out that way, because I'm not supposed to be in here in the first place. So it's back out the way we came in.
The owner's name is Tong Si Hung, Tong being his last name. Rumor is he's tied to the triads.
China's organized crime lords. How wonderful. Anyone else want a piece of this pie?
Here we discover a guard has moved over to this side of the roof, but he's really not an issue at all. Fade past our waiting, and then it's back the way we came. So down around the corner, behind that billboard, and down those ladders back to the street. I'll fade past that as well. And then we cut through here to the hive, and again I'll leave most of the walking around in this video because I find this area confusing. Case in point, I couldn't remember if I'm supposed to go down here, which I actually am, or if I was supposed to go through here, which really I'm not. We will be coming back here later in the game. But, you know, while we're here, there's a safe here, so let's hack for some credits. So we have another shortish video. I apologize for that, but trust me, a lot more video went into this than came out the other end. And here we are. So I thank you for watching, and I thank you for listening. I encourage you to leave comments, suggestions, or infantile abuse. I promise I read it all. And if you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel or give me the thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, folks. Cheers.